This is Monty Reed, and today we're going to do Slamcooking Thrive Single Serve Magic Pulled Pork Teriyaki. And so we like to start with a jar meal base using half a teaspoon of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of honey. If you don't have the Thrive honey, you can just use a full teaspoon of brown sugar. And if you don't have brown sugar handy, you can use a full teaspoon of freeze-dried honey. I will put in a quarter teaspoon of Chef's Choice all-purpose seasoning blend, and then I like to use the Thrive, well, it's not Thrive yet. Anyway, I like to use the freeze-dried soy sauce. If you don't have freeze-dried soy sauce, you can use a liquid soy sauce and add that later. And then once you get that in that 4-ounce jar, we're just going to top it up with pulled pork. If you're not using the dry soy sauce, this is the point where you will add the liquid soy sauce. In this recipe, we use the freeze-dried soy sauce, but if you don't have freeze-dried soy sauce, this is where you would add your liquid. And that's, if you're using the freeze-dried soy sauce, then it's half a teaspoon. But if you're using regular soy sauce, then you're going to want to add a full tablespoon of soy sauce. And depending on your flavor, that might be a little salty, so you might start with a teaspoon of regular soy sauce and see what you think about it. You can always add a little bit more to the flavor. But with hydrating the Thrive meats, all the meats are fully cooked, and I'm poking the larger pieces. And you can feel this one's still a little bit hard, so we're going to want to keep constantly turning that to make sure that it hydrates and refreshes. And if you're in a hurry, you can literally break it in half, break it into smaller pieces, and then that will refresh or hydrate a little bit faster. And you can see that the teriyaki is starting to caramelize right around the edges. The natural oils from the meat are going to separate out into the water and combine with the honey, the brown sugar, and the soy sauce and create this caramel texture and caramel flavor. And so you will see that form. You can look at the bubbles to see that forming. And to make sure that the meat's fully hydrated, one of the tricks you can do is lift the pan so that all the meats are floating in the liquid and fully immersed. We also use this to see when the texture of the sauce is thick enough to serve over the rice. So you have it flat, you lift and watch how slow it moves. You can see it's thicker. It's not quite ready. You also need to make sure that it doesn't overcook, because if you overcook, too much of the water gets out, it gets real thick and caramely, but also too salty. So you want to make sure that you watch this. It's a little bit of art to it, and I like to look at the bubbles to see how they're forming and how quickly they pop. You can see the difference as it thickens. And again, we'll do the lift test. See, it's moving a little slower. And then we'll take advantage of the little swimming pool of flavor over here, a little hot tub of deliciousness. That sauce is ready to serve. So we'll go ahead and shut the heat off, and we'll plate up the rice and then just serve that over the rice. We have the teriyaki Thrive pulled pork. There it is, Thrivealized teriyaki pulled pork.
I don't always eat, but when I do, I prefer Thrive. Keep thriving, my friends.